Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's update on Hurricane Idalia. So, Hurricane Idalia is beginning to quickly intensify, and as of 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Tuesday, August 29th, Hurricane Idalia has maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 965 millibars, and northerly movement at 16 miles per hour. So, looking at the latest Zoom Earth satellite imagery and cone for Hurricane Idalia, 105 mile per hour category 2 hurricane as of August 29th, 7 p.m. Central Time. And as we go into 1 a.m. Central Time early Wednesday morning, we are expecting a category 3 major hurricane with 115 mile per hour winds approaching the Big Bend of Florida. And I'm still anticipating a landfall somewhere between noon and 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow afternoon in the Big Bend of Florida. Going into Wednesday 1 p.m. Central Time, an 85 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane near Valdosta, Georgia. And then as we go through the evening, or through the day Wednesday, Idalia is going to move across southeast Georgia, passing very close to Savannah, going near Charleston by Thursday 1 a.m. Central Time, 60 mile per hour tropical storm very close to Charleston. And then Idalia is going to move offshore very close to Wilmington by Thursday afternoon 1 p.m. Central Time, 50 mile per hour tropical storm going into Friday 1 a.m., 50 mile per hour tropical storm moving to the east, and then going into Friday 1 p.m. Central Time, a 50 mile per hour tropical storm curving to the southeast, and then Idalia is going to literally cross over the path of Hurricane Franklin by Saturday 1 p.m. with 50 mile per hour winds, and then Sunday 1 p.m. Central Time, 50 mile per hour tropical storm curving back to the southeast, moving directly over where Franklin's eye is located right now. So, looking at our tropical storm watches and warnings real quick, I'm going to be showing you a different map because these tropical storm watches and warnings extend well inland now. So we have hurricane warnings from Tampa across most of northern and central Florida through Tallahassee in these kind of these kind of darkish pink colors. And in the maroon, we have tropical storm warnings through Jacksonville, through Orlando, down towards Naples, Fort Myers, into central Georgia, into the coastal areas of South Carolina. And then we have tropical storm watches in the central Georgia, central South Carolina, and outer banks of North Carolina in these lighter reddish colors, and flash flood watches across the Carolinas and Georgia, and there's even a little tornado watch across portions of Florida. So, looking at latest rainfall accumulations in the models, looking at the 18Z run of the H-True-R model, flooding is going to be a massive concern from Idalia, where we can expect anywhere from 2 to 8 inches of rain across much of the Florida peninsula from Idalia, and where the core of Idalia moves through, a narrow corridor is going to see anywhere between 8 and 12 to even 14 inches of rain near Tallahassee through central Georgia into central South Carolina, southeastern North Carolina. Big flooding threat from Idalia due to these extremely heavy rainfall totals. So make sure you're preparing for big time flooding from Hurricane Idalia. Looking at rainfall accumulations in the NamNest model, NamNest is putting similar totals of about 2 to 6 inches across the Florida peninsula, areas like Tampa down through Naples, Orlando, and then towards Tallahassee, as much as 8 inches of rain with the corridor through central Georgia, through central South Carolina, southeastern North Carolina, a good 6 to 12 inches of rain in the NamNest model, and looking at the RAP model, a good 4 to 8 inches from Tampa through Lake City, through east of Tallahassee, southeast Georgia, southern South Carolina, through Charleston, Myrtle Beach, into Savannah. So we're going to be seeing some major life-threatening flooding from Hurricane Idalia, so make sure you're preparing now for life-threatening flooding. And this is the official weather prediction outlook for the rainfall accumulations. In the light greens, we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches across northern North Carolina, western South Carolina, western Georgia, as well as coastal Georgia, in the dark green, 2 to 4 inches in areas like Orlando, and then in the yellows, about 4 to 6 inches in Tampa Bay, through central Georgia, through central South Carolina, into southeastern North Carolina, and then we got that corridor of 6 to 10 inches in the orange going through Tallahassee, through central Georgia, through Augusta, Georgia, through central South Carolina, through Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. So make sure if you live across Florida, you are preparing now for a major hurricane from Idalia. Thanks for watching this evening's brief update on Idalia. I'll be doing a more full update tomorrow morning. Please stay safe and have a wonderful evening, my friends.